What's up everybody, AnimeX here, and in this video, I will be doing yet another What If series. Now, as the title and thumbnail suggest, I will be talking about what I think would happen if Naruto Uzumaki had a stand. Now, this What If isn't something that will be taking one of the weekly spots for the What Ifs, but it will just pop in here and there depending on how you guys respond to it. If you guys do want another part to this at all, the like goal for this will be 1,000 likes, and if you guys want to basically get another video like this within 24 hours, make sure to body that like button because the like goal will be 3K likes for another 24-hour video. I will probably add this to the what if like weekly rotation if you guys do decide to just body the like button. I see you guys do have a lot of good responses to this. But anyways, as usual, I'll give you guys some background info on how this would work within the series. Then after that, we'll jump right into the story itself. So without further ado, let's get started. Now, there are a few new verse rules that need to be quickly established within the series before we start these. Now, I don't know how many of you clicked on this video or that haven't watched JoJo's, but first of all, Naruto's stand is going to be a manifestation of the soul and his chakra, meaning that Naruto uses the stand primarily as a form of a jutsu. Also, the next rule for this is that anyone that can see chakra can also see Naruto's stand when it is out. Also, in order to make this more fair for the verse, anyone can attack a stand, even non-stand users, due to them being able to interact with the chakra. Although, it'll be difficult for them to actually interact with it because they can't see it. People like Sharingan wielders and Byakugan wielders will be able to actually see and interact with the stand on a much easier level, just due to them being able to see chakra like that. Now, the final and possibly the most important thing is that while I want to stick to the information and the lore of JoJo's and stands as much as possible, there are some rules that will be bent to the absolute max and some will just be worked around for the sake of the story and having fun. Now, with that quick disclaimer out of the way, it's time to jump right into the story. Now, as a kid, Naruto lives a life of absolute loneliness and solitude, similar to how he does in the original. Also similar to the original, he is seen as the odd man out within the village and within the ninja academy. One, because of the nine tails which resides within his seal, but he's also a failure when it comes to jutsu and chakra in a conventional way. Naruto seems to lose every fight that he gets into in the academy, as well as nearly everyone being able to take down Naruto. As a result of this, Naruto looks to figure out a way that someone like him, someone who can't use jutsu conventionally, can become strong and be a respected ninja within his village, and even, as his highest aspiration is, to become Hokage. And this means that instead of being a nuisance to the Hokage and to the village, Naruto actually decides to buckle down, to start working especially hard on his training when it comes to the physical department especially, and the mental department, as you see that he tries to push himself intellectually, basically making himself stronger in mind and in body. He trains for weeks and weeks, strengthening his intelligence and basically his body for months on end, and we see the results of this training when he gets to spar against Sasuke, the top student in the class. In this fight, Naruto is rather confident in his abilities until Sasuke throws the first couple of punches, and Naruto then realizes that even with all of his training, he can barely dodge them, although he sees and processes them well in advance. Is this the fastest my body can go? Naruto wonders this as Sasuke continues to attack, ruthlessly continuing to graze him and fight him, until Sasuke picks up the pace and launches an attack that Naruto can't dodge. And when this happens, Naruto feels a tightness that he feels in his chest, and basically it releases. And then, right when Sasuke is about to land the finishing blow, it stops. Naruto looks at Sasuke, then looks at the punch and sees a very strange sight. A strange sight indeed. A third arm sprouted from his shoulder, and with that arm, Sasuke's punch was stopped. Naruto freaks out when he sees this, jumping back as far as he can away from Sasuke, thinking that Sasuke did this somehow. Sasuke stares at his hand, wondering why his punch mysteriously stopped and freaked Naruto out simultaneously. He initially shrugs this off, but when Sasuke's next attack is intercepted in the same fashion, he gets frustrated. Naruto, on the other hand, is terrified. This time, when Sasuke's blow was stopped, he saw the arm and shoulder of this ethereal being stop it completely. After this happens, Naruto gets up and he tries something. He thinks to attack Sasuke, and when he does, the arm follows his will and it strikes Sasuke with such speed and power that Sasuke goes flying back and knocking him out, winning the fight. Naruto stares at his hand, and when this happens, he runs off to his house so that he can be alone with his thoughts, thinking, and hopefully so he can't hurt anyone. Now, when he gets home, he starts testing himself, ever so slowly, just easing into it, trying to see if this evil spirit can catch things when he drops them. And he wants to see if it'll be safe for him to be around other people. Basically, if he can learn what this is, basically he'll be able to use this to his advantage as a ninja and be able to keep him from, being ostracized. After a bit of experimentation, Naruto realizes something. This ability of his is most likely chakra-based, meaning anyone with sensory abilities or the ability to see chakra should be able to help him, or at least confirm his suspicions that this does exist. Naruto does have a sneaking suspicion that he's crazy, although he does push this aside, seeing as how Sasuke reacted to this as well. Naruto then runs off, asking Iruka if he knows anyone that can see or sense chakra. This is when Iruka actually looks at him weird, but decides to escort him to the Hokage, as he's worried about Naruto's mental health due to him freaking out in the fight earlier. Now, when Naruto comes face to face with Hiruzen, he starts trying to explain everything to him, telling him that this thing that happened seems to be an extension of his will, responding to what his thoughts and desires are. Hiruzen smiles at the prospect of this, as he thinks Naruto is playing an elaborate prank on him. That is, until Naruto takes the cigarette out of Hiruzen's mouth without even moving a muscle. This stuns both Iruka and Lord Third, as this display, as they see this, they decide to bring in a Jonin known as Kakashi. They do this in order to determine if Naruto's new ability is based in chakra and can be seen or not. When Kakashi does enter, he is told to use his Sharingan to see Naruto, and see if Naruto is truly cursed with this evil spirit. And when Kakashi lifts his headband, he looks at Naruto and he falls backwards as he sees Naruto's arm extending one way and the evil spirit extends its arm the other way. Kakashi confirms with Hiruzen that this evil spirit is clearly real and it's clearly based in chakra. Naruto is then excused from the Hokage's office, as Kakashi and Hiruzen discuss a plan of action. Naruto, meanwhile, is off running to the academy, hoping that he isn't looked at too weird when he comes back. Unfortunately, everyone who likes Sasuke, which is most of the people in the academy, hate Naruto for beating up Sasuke and think that he cheated in some way. Sasuke is, however, just interested in Naruto rather than angry in any way, shape, or form. He feels that he lost and he feels that it was some sort of jutsu that did this. Now, he doesn't think that he cheated, being more analytical and rational. He basically hypothesizes that Naruto used some sort of forbidden jutsu that hasn't been seen in many generations. When Sasuke asks about yesterday, Naruto clearly shown sign of distress, as he's only saved when Mizuki and Iruka call people up to see if they passed on to being full-fledged genin. Naruto, of course, isn't able to pass and is enticed by Mizuki to steal the scroll from the Hokage's office, testing to see his will, and basically Mizuki gives him a way out to become a genin, which Naruto, who is worried about not being able to make it to that genin rank, takes this without any hesitation. Naruto decides to do this for two reasons. One, like I've said, he basically wants to become a genin, and two, he wants to learn the jutsu within the scroll. And I guess a third reason could be this. He does want to test the range and the diversity of this ability, or this evil spirit that he seems to wield. Now, Naruto then releases his stand upon getting to the Hokage's office, and he decides to release the stand, like I've called it, from his entire body for the first time. Go forward, and just when he's about to say stand or evil spirit, a name pops into his head. Orange Spiral. Naruto dubs his stand in that moment as he sees its entire body for the first time. It's a humanoid figure. The stand's about 6 feet in stature. The stand is relatively lean and seems to be somewhat similar to Naruto in build. It has orange clothing and it's orange based and basically based off of Naruto. He then sends out the stand, and as soon as he does this, he realizes that his ability has a pretty short range of about, from what Naruto estimates, is 10 feet. Naruto just grabs the scroll and rushes off with it into the woods, however, and he starts looking at all the jutsu within it. Now, Naruto looks at all of this and starts practicing the Shadow Clone Jutsu until Mizuki comes on the scene, threatening Naruto. Naruto then smiles, and then bursts out into laughter as he sees Mizuki threatening him. Naruto just starts walking closer to Mizuki, unnerving him, and makes Mizuki throw a massive shuriken as a result. Naruto then basically pulls out his stand, and then bodies it. You aren't worth me using my new jutsu on. Naruto then gets within 10 feet of Mizuki, which is his stand's limit, and Naruto smiles. Goodbye, Mizuki. Then, Orange Spiral rushes out and rushes Mizuki, barraging him with heavy punches, that each of them being able to take down Mizuki in their own right. But he decides that 1 punch, 2 punches, even 100 punches are not enough. And then, Naruto charges one final uppercut, as he uppercuts him and retracts his stand, dropping Mizuki like a fly. Man, I love this jutsu. After the events of Naruto stealing the scroll, he's made a genin by Iruka, who watched Naruto dismantle a Chunin without moving a muscle. Naruto is then, after this, assigned to a team with Sakura and Sasuke as his teammates. And even though Naruto does have a stand, he is still the bottom of his class, meaning that he would have to be paired with Sasuke and Sakura, similar to how he would be in the original. And this makes Kakashi the de facto leader of the group. After introductions on everyone's part, Kakashi presents the idea of the bell test, to which Naruto grows ever excited. He finds it the perfect time to test his abilities against someone who is at a disadvantage, or isn't disadvantaged I should say, but not being able to see his stand. Naruto, however, by this time understands himself much more, and as a result is much more meticulous in his fighting, especially since Kakashi can see his main ability. Like I said, Naruto actually comes to a different conclusion like he did when he was a child. Instead of just strengthening his body and becoming a hooligan, he decided to strengthen his mind, basically resorting to studying and practicing, honing his own intelligence and strategic ability. Meaning that Naruto, although he isn't Shikamaru or Itachi level in terms of his intelligence yet, he is someone that can strategize very quickly on the fly and is someone that is still unpredictable and intelligent when push comes to shove. So, when the team arrives to the woods and the bell test actually starts, Naruto does not start the fight off with his stand, but instead makes 5 shadow clones that all charge at Kakashi, so he can test out a theory. Kakashi, without lifting his eyes from his book, attacks the first clone to arrive. Kakashi is then surprised when his kick is stopped, and realizes that Naruto's clone was able to manifest his stand as well, or the evil spirit that he saw earlier. Naruto, knowing that his shadow clones could make stands, smiles as he's already formulating an idea to beat Kakashi. Naruto, however, knows that using clones for the sake of extending his stand range won't work at this point in time, since essentially using 2 stands is exhausting even for him. Naruto then realizes another thing about his stand, although this one isn't as good news. When Kakashi kicks Naruto's stand, basically Naruto, his stand doesn't react due to it being slower than the original, and the shadow clone who wasn't hit disappears as well. Naruto then comes to this conclusion. So, me and my stand are linked, huh? That's kind of a pain. Naruto looks at Kakashi as he goes through his clones, and he runs simulations of ideas and strategies through his head. Kakashi then lifts his headband and looks at the real Naruto, ready to attack him and the stand. Naruto then sees Kakashi isn't in his previous spot and is gone. This is bad. I can't follow him with my eyes. I won't be able to. If I can't follow him with it, I won't. Naruto is then kicked in the side by Kakashi as he can't even finish his slide, and this sends Naruto flying into a nearby lake. After this happens, Sasuke starts running up and scrapping with Kakashi, pushing him back a little bit, clearly showing that he's just as, if not more skilled than Naruto. Naruto comes up for air and starts thinking. He leaps out of the water and decides to test something against Kakashi. Naruto sprints towards him as fast as possible, and Kakashi basically then kicks Sasuke away and uses the Sharingan to see Naruto stand. As soon as the two get within a foot of each other, both throw an attack. Naruto, using his stand, throws a punch and Kakashi throws a punch of his own. The two both see this happen in slow motion, realizing that both attacks are flying to each other's faces at the same speed, meaning whoever has more power behind their strike will win the clash, or at least, this is the thought. Kakashi is confident in his abilities and smirks, knowing that a mere genin should not be able to take the full brunt of his full force attack to the face. Naruto then smiles. I've already won, Kakashi. Orange Spiral then extends his arm, punching Kakashi in the face, just when Kakashi's blow was mere centimeters away. So my stand can change shape. Neat. Naruto then falls to one knee and retracts Orange Spiral. Damn it. Using Orange Spiral takes away way too much chakra. Naruto then gets back up and looks for Kakashi, but sees a log in his place. Naruto then realizes what Kakashi did, and can only smile as Kakashi appears behind him and attempts to use the Konoha secret 1000 years of death jutsu. Naruto, however, can activate his stand in time and block this deadly attack. Naruto leaps back and charges Kakashi again, basically daring Kakashi to try the same strategy against him. Kakashi decides to oblige this challenge and charges this time, moving at a speed that Naruto can barely track. And they both attack once again at the same time with the same speed, but this time, when Orange Spiral extends his arm, Kakashi dodges his attack, and hits Naruto in the face with full force. Naruto then goes flying back onto the ground, nearly unconscious and unable to produce his stand anymore. Naruto stands up, shakily, clearly shaken from that last punch, but smiles at Kakashi, as he holds up 2 bells in his hand. Kakashi then checks his waist, only to notice that the bells are gone. How did you... Naruto smiles as he explains. I knew that if I forced you to clash with me again, you were going to learn from your last mistake and dodge the initial attack. So, I'll let you think that I had the same plan. And I let you hit me, knowing that you'd let your guard down way after that. When that happened, Orange Spiral had already used his arm that you dodged to take the bells literally from behind your back. Basically, the moment you thought you had assured victory, the battle was already over. Naruto then closes his eyes when Kakashi passes them, saying that they are all going to be getting. And that, everybody, is where I'm going to end part 1 to this What If Naruto Had a Stand. Now, I honestly really like this idea conceptually, and I hope you guys did too. I don't know how this is going to perform on the channel, and I did put a rather high like goal, even though I don't know how many people are going to care for Naruto having a stand as a concept. Either way, I do just hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and if you haven't already done so, consider subscribing and hitting the bell so you don't miss out on more Naruto What If content, because we are on our 2020 grind out here, alright? But anyways, if you guys want to interact with me on a more personal level, I will leave a link to most of my social media down below, along with, depending on when this video drops, one of my massive projects. I will talk about it later in its own standalone video. I will talk about basically what this will entail. But there is a big project in the works that I hope you guys will appreciate when it finally comes out. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always guys, this is AnimeX, signing off.